All right, crew, we got a salty Saturday workout. Here's what we got. We've got Tabata of a few different things. Tabata, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So you're doing 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. 20 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. You've got some pretty nasty things to do. You've got double alternating single arm thrusters. So you've got two dumbbells here. So you squat down, thrust up one side, squat down, thrust up the other side. So you're, again, like we said earlier in the week with that Jane Fonda, like, and go, and dip, and press. It's one arm. I don't know why I'm doing this dance. Anyway, that's what we're going for. So you're going blasting out those, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, loving it. Then you're gonna do dumbbell farmer's walk or march or hold. So you'd either be doing 20 seconds of marching and then rest for 10 seconds, 20 seconds of marching, rest for 10 seconds. And the way you could do that outside if you wanted to is if you had a watch, you could just go until the watch beeped and told you to rest and then put them down, and then go and rest and put them down. But you could also do it in place, just marching. So marching in place where you're just taking steps and or just even holding. But it's gonna be more grip frying than anything else. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, loving that. Then we're gonna do dumbbell slams. That's done with one dumbbell sideways. So the dumbbell turns sideways and you go down, stop it, and come back up. You don't actually throw the dumbbell. If you threw the dumbbell, it wouldn't bounce, it'd break your dumbbell. That would be bad. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and do dumbbell slams where you don't let go of that there dumbbell. And then we have dumbbell burpees. Dumbbell burpees are kind of exactly as they sound. So essentially you'd be doing a burpee where you jump and clap, but instead of jumping and clapping, you got dumbbells in your hands. So you kick your feet back on those dumbbells, or your hands stay on the dumbbells, kick your feet forward and do a little hop. These are all brutal things. Super, super brutal, super fun, but brutal, but hard. But 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off builds in that rest. So life is good. You can just rest during that 10 seconds. 10 seconds starts to feel short after a while. You'll enjoy it. There's a couple penalties if you read the little thing there of if you put the dumbbells down. So grip is gonna get nice and fried. You'll enjoy it, trust me. I enjoyed it at least. So here's what we got. The thruster, you can always decrease the load. The farmer's carry, you can always decrease the load. The dumbbell slam, you can always decrease the load. The dumbbell burpee, you can always do no dumbbells and just do a normal burpee. For the partially loaded version, it's the exact same thing. There's no switch up there. We have the same gear. For the unloaded version, we have a squat hold. That's in the bottom of the squat. So you're gonna hold the bottom of the squat, 20 seconds on, stand up, shake out your legs for 10 seconds, go back down and hold that. When you're holding a squat, try to make it the best possible squat you can. Below parallel, knees out, weight in the heels, chest is tall. You know, your body fight for a better position and see if you can get some growth there while being down in the squat. Hopefully with the Squat Better project that we've been doing all month, you're feeling good down there. Then you're gonna do object jump over, so you're going back and forth over an object. You can forward and back. That's what a jump over is. The lateral jump over would be side to side, but this is a forward and back jump over. It can just be a line on the ground, or it could be a pillow. Do whatever you feel confident with. Over and back for 20 seconds, then 10 seconds rest. And then we've got plank holds. We've got a forearm plank, push-up plank. Those are the planks that you're generally gonna find. You could also go on your knees if you wanted to pull that back. No problema there. And then the burpee is a burpee. You gotta scale that back. You gotta scale it back to maybe a kickback or just go a little slower in the burpee. Other than that, it looks like a fun day. Let's jump into the warm-up and get you going. All right, so today's warm-up is gonna start off with an OTB complex. It's a whole body complex sort of dealio. Now, the ironic thing is in that video, I don't know if it's ironic, but the thing about it is in that video, we actually started off with 10 alternating supine plank leg raises. However, we don't do an alternating supine plank leg raise in the video. We end up doing like a heel tap, so back and forth. So don't do that, do what I'm gonna show you here. So this warm-up is gonna be 10 alternating supine plank leg raises, 10 sit-ups to pike, 10 sit-up to straddle, 5 inchworms to downward dog for 2 rounds. I'll show you what each move looks like. The alternating supine plank leg raise is going to be hands behind here, pelvis up nice and high. That's a leg raise in this supine plank. So you're gonna alternate back and forth, hold for a second, come back. So that's our alternating supine plank leg raise. So do 10 of those, then 10 sit-ups to pike. Sit-up to pike is straight leg sit-up. So you sit down, sit all the way up, touch your them toes. So 10 sit-ups to pike, then 10 sit-up to straddle. Same sort of deal, just you're going to sit up with a wide stance there, sit up, and then lean forward and try to get a little bit of a stretch out of it. So all the way down, all the way up, give a little bit of a lean forward, call it a day. 10 of those, and then we're gonna do 5 inchworm to downward dog. So inchworm being put our hands on the ground, walk our hands all the way out, and then, walk our hands all the way out, then walk our hands back to downward dog. And then if you want to, you can even turn it into cobra, and then push back, and then walk it all the way back. So that is the inchworm to downward dog. I actually added a cobra in there, which is what it says. So we're gonna do 5 of those at the end, 2 rounds of that whole thing. Alternating supine plank, sit up to pike, sit up to straddle, inchworm to downward dog, plus a little cobra, 2 rounds. Get after it now. All right, we're gonna go into our project squat session number, let's see what this is, 9. And essentially today is just building some range there and getting looser and just kind of more open in that squat position. So the things that we're gonna do are, 1, we're gonna do continuous pull squat. So we're gonna do 1 minute of continuous pull squat. Pull squat, essentially you get a pole or an object in front of you like this here, rower, and you get something you can kind of pull against, and you pull yourself down. Now it's preferable to have a pole because you can actually lean against the pole and hold yourself more upright. But the idea is you can kind of get into an artificially upright squat. Now if you absolutely don't have anything, you could always use a plate like this or something to counterbalance you, where you can really sit upright and lean into it and wiggle around. But that's gonna require a bit more work than a pole will. So we'll do 1 minute of continuous pull squats. Don't make it too hard. It's more just feeling a more perfect position than you normally would have. Then you can do 1 minute each side of a couch or wall hip flexor stretch, which is, I'll grab my pad here because my knees are so soft. Go up here against the wall, toe into the wall, other foot up, chest nice and tall. Now, to make this easier, you want to bring your knee further away from the wall. That's this knee. To make it harder, you bring that knee further back towards the wall. Essentially, when we sit up like this, we want to feel a stretch across the quad and in the hip flexor here. Some of us are so tight that if we put the foot too far back, we end up not even being able to sit up, and you're like down here scrunched over because it hurts so bad. Some people might need to be so far off the wall their foot's almost flat on the ground in order to even sit upright. But we want to be upright, just kind of building some range there and just hanging out in that position, letting that stretch and get some more range in there, okay? So 1 minute each side in that couch or wall stretch. Then we're gonna do 1 minute of quad rocks. Quad rocks are those interesting ones where we're kind of here, feet are splayed, walking back and rocking forward, rocking back and rocking forward. You can watch that video if you need a little bit more in depth there, but essentially just walking back and forward on that there quads. And lastly, bootstrapper stretch for quality. So bootstrapper being this one, where we're down at the bottom of the squat, grab the toes or the bootstraps, straighten the legs as much as possible, and then come back down. Now for that, just try to maintain good positions as much as you can, and don't be straining super hard, but do try to get a little bit of range there. That's it. 1 minute at each one of those for 2 rounds. Working through it, having some fun, getting ready for the day. Then we're gonna jump into the day. Now we're gonna go into more skill-specific stuff. Call a coach, reach out to a coach, send them a text, a photo, a video, Instaface, Faceagram, whatever you gotta do. I don't know why I find that so funny every time. Get after it, enjoy.